George, 2 down, 6 to go. You've been 7th and 5th. By your standards, it's not great, but you've got problems, haven't you?
Well, our first problem is our country, being an outpost, is painting itself into a corner of mediocrity. They're catering to lower and lower standards with the hunters, with the jumpers, lower, easier. And being, as I say, removed, we're not over here. You don't notice it in the country. They're all very content with their business and their standard. The standard isn't what it was in the 70s and 80s at home. We had big jumps. We had the likes of Burton Timothy's Root, Michael Matz, Rodney Jenkins. We had lots of Olympic world-class horsemen.
You're using a different type of horse as well now. In those days, you were talking a lot about thoroughbreds, weren't you?
Well, that's a little bit of an excuse. We are not into the breeding of sport horses like they're over here. That's partly a difficulty. The thoroughbreds are still out there, but they're very hard to, it's very expensive and hard to come by them. That'd be a needle in the haystack. That's part of the reason. But mostly it's not the ambition to work at this level. There's not the necessity. The businesses are very lucrative there at a lower level.
I mean, this is the pinnacle, the Nations Cup Series,
Absolutely.
The FEI Nations Cup Series. People have got to have an incentive to come here, but it seems that in your country as well, it's a long, long way to come, but also you've got other shows like the Global Tour, Calgary, Pan American Games, all vying for your riders to be there.
That's also a reason, but it's a secondary reason. Yes, they have businesses. A couple go to the Global Tour. Some take their big businesses to carry. That's a reason, but that's a secondary reason to this watering down of standards.
What's the answer to that, do you think?
I don't know.
How would you like to see it go?
I've been scratching my head. I predicted this since Hong Kong. This was reflected after the 80s. We haven't won a World Cup since 87. That should tell us something.
Talking about Hong Kong, we've got the next Olympics just around the corner. You're, like several other countries, you're not qualified yet.
Well, we have to qualify in the Pan Am Games, and with Canada and Brazil already qualified, I tell them if we can't qualify in Mexico, we shouldn't go to the Olympics. Barring any very bad luck, we should qualify in Mexico.
Overall, tough comments, George. We sympathise with you.
Well, as I say, at our top group, of which we have 6 or 7 horse rider combinations. Actually, today we could field a very good Olympic team, but it's a very short A-list.
How about your team today? Do you feel confident today? Because this is always a tough one.
Oh, we have Margie and Indigo are world class. They're world class. Rich fellas rides as well as anybody. His horses are a little older, but he's doing very well with them. A couple of the others, they're just not peaking at the moment. Their horses, no, it's not a great group.
For somebody like Margie, who it has to be said is going absolutely fantastic with the grey horse, but she's been to Laval, she's been to Rome. This is the 3rd time in 3 weeks. You don't have the option of leaving somebody at home quite as easy as the Europeans, do you?
That flip-flop is difficult, but her horse I wanted on this tour because it's a very new, young horse for her. Get them together. This is a great thing for her and that horse, and I'm very hopeful she'll come back to Aachen, just Aachen. I'm hopeful she'll come back with them because that's a great partnership.
Thanks for your honesty, George. We're all with you. Let's hope you go really well the rest of the series.
Well, I wish everybody the best. I always wish the best horses and best riders do well. I don't care what country.
Good luck. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Steve.